Hi, everybody. What did you do?
I clipped my hair. Ow!
Oh, sorry.
You made it worse.
You got it in there.
Yeah.
How'd you get the Franks over the beans?
Because
The beans over the Franks.
I don't know. I don't know. Is this beans or is this Frank's? One of them is longer than it needs to be. How about that?
Oh, welcome everybody. Welcome back. We've got a little bit of a different video today. We're going to take a break from all the news and all the, I guess let's just keep it real, all the bad news. Mm-hmm. There's plenty of that, more of that to come, for which we will actually discuss just a little bit later about what you've got coming, with some updates coming out of Washington, out of the Senate, new bills being proposed, some crazy nonsense going on, as well as this school teacher that's been removed. Finally, I believe that they just lost their job. Anyway, crazy that we're saying that this one teacher has lost their job. But anyway, we're just going to talk about what happened today.
What happened today?
Well, what happened today?
Are we talking YouTube related? What happened today?
I don't know.
Are we?
What happened?
What happened today?
Well, when I say we're going to talk about what happened today, what's the
My first thought that came up was I put up a video that I think is extremely important, and it got crickets.
Ooh.
Thanks to this new algorithm crapola that's happening lately.
I was going to say it started raining.
Okay, that too. It also started raining.
It started raining
Yeah,
really hard.
It's a lot. This is why it's always in a button.
Torrential downpour.
Torrential downpour. Don't forget the lightning and the aggressive thunder.
But actually, before it started raining, the restaurants started filling up.
Oh, yes. Because what else is there to do at the beach when it's going to rain? Because most of the shopping is outdoor shopping. And all that's really left to do will be the restaurants and Walmart.
Yeah, so we had plans to meet Justin this afternoon. And as soon as we were about to, the rain started moving in. 100% chance of rain at that time. And, yellow and red on the radar. And now we're like, well, where are we going to go?
It changes your plans completely, because at first you're going to go to, there's a couple different places you can go within driving distance for all of us. There's a place
But it was the kids too. So
and we had children too, so that made a big difference.
And we didn't want to be rushed out of the table.
Didn't want to be rushed out of the table, but also wanted the kids to have the ability to do something as opposed to just sit there and stare at their phones while the adults talked or whatever, right?
Because ironically, kids won't talk to other kids that they don't know.
It's so weird. But as adults, how often do you
Adults can make small talk.
That's true. Kids' small talk is like, so what teacher do you dislike the most?
Unless it's like when you bring your friends to, your outside friends to an inside friend group, like the Saturday Night Live skit where the three had to sit at the table and they get left by the real friends.
Yeah.
And they're just like,
so what do we do here? Okay, cool, let's go. And then they just leave. Yeah, so the places that we wanted to go, they're all outdoors. There's some places within driving distance. There's a place called Harbor Walk Village, which is on the harbor/bay, and it's a bunch of outdoor walking and stores and restaurants, and it's really nice. Then you have Destin Commons, which is basically...
Zip line too.
There's a zip line at Harbor Walk.
Which
and then
claim you'll do.
I'll do the zip line. It's the climbing up to the zip line that bothers me, because that's what's terrifying to me. I don't know why. All those stairs with the little slats in between them. I'm like, that's how I'm going to die. I'm going to fall between two stairs. Impossible. I'm thicker than the stair openings. I'm fully aware of this, but don't, common sense and gravity and physics and stuff. We're not going to talk about that. Then you've got Destin Commons, which is the outdoor shopping. And then you can go farther down and you've got something called Grand Boulevard, I think, which is more outdoor shopping. Everything's outdoor shopping. And when it starts to rain, there goes that option. You don't have a restaurant you can go to, and then the kids can go walk around and shop or do whatever. So we tried to find some place where we could go that close enough to it was something the kids could do. So we went to a restaurant that had a arcade over next to it. Turns out it wasn't just the kids who wanted to go play in the arcade. So we went and played. There was a little bit of laser tag. Later. Yeah, there was a little bit of laser tag. Somebody was sweaty. It wasn't me. My hair's still intact. But it was actually a lot of fun. So yay for the rain, honestly. What are you going to say?
Well,
made my nose itch.
We actually called, so only just a few miles down the road, which is outside of the touristy area.
Yeah.
We're like, hey, you called.
No, so he says, this is 3:15 in the afternoon when I did this on a Saturday. He says, call the place and make sure that there's not like a wait or anything like that. And I looked at him like he was on crack because this place never has a wait. And I was like, no, there's not going to be a wait. So I call and the manager answered the phone and I said, hey, I just wanted to see if there was going to be any kind of wait on getting a table for 6 or 7 people. And he goes, now? And I was like, yeah. And he was like, well, no, it's like the deadest we are. It's like,
Yeah,
not
but
busy
the
at all.
commons are packed.
Yeah, everywhere else you have to wait like 30 minutes to an hour.
So,
Very sip it.
Yep,
Plastic cup.
but she's not eating anyway. Hey, except if Ellie gets a her, she's on the pill. My brother lost it today. You know, Michelle. The one who's supposed to be analyzing. She never did sleep in the bed. Now she definitely won't sleep in the bed. She's all scrunched up on the recliner and.
well, we had a little brief interruption there. So it looks like I'll be traveling back to Atlanta soon. What?
Just, it's a lot.
Yeah. 94 years old? 94 years old. And I guess life starts to take a toll on you and mentally. So, yeah, anyway. So ultimately today we had an opportunity to do something that we normally wouldn't do, which is go out and have good old-fashioned fun. Arcade, ice cream.
Yeah. Run
Because
through the rain.
because of the rain.
Yeah.
The rain, which could potentially actually drive up revenues for some businesses.
Very true.
And inversely, we're seeing revenues driving down with YouTube, which is what you were getting at earlier.
Yeah.
But then you mentioned thickness. And it just it triggered this thought in my head. We were watching Kara and Nate, and they had this $1.1 million earth roamer. And she was showing how the shower was its own shower with a door and everything. But most
Normal sized people, because she's like 90 pounds and just absolutely tiny, and it looked tight with her standing in the shower. My first thought was my little linebacker shoulders would break the door frame trying to walk through it.
even she had trouble a little bit. And but even we noticed that their views are down too.
Which is weird because we watch them all the time.
It's crazy. But at the end of the day, I still think that they are doing what they enjoy, which is traveling and creating content. They made a separate channel, Daily
Drop. About travel stuff.
Yeah, like where you can get travel, vacations, discounts using points and different things like that.
Actually, really smart information.
Oh, yeah. I mean, they showed you how to get like 60,000 points through Chase Sapphire to use with Hyatt to get into a Hyatt resort in Jamaica for pretty much nothing.
Hyatt Visa? No, Ziva. Starts with a Z.
Oh, yeah, there was 3. There's Ziva and then Zella or something. And
then the adults only one, and then the family one. And now hiccups.
Yeah, and then also how to get like elite status for free because they're just giving out these. They're giving out these gems. They're giving out like nuggets, but you just got to watch the videos and then you'll get them.
Yeah.
Nate went through the full deal on how to get the points and everything, and I felt like, man, that's one of my videos. Where, you know, that'd be one of those videos where people are like, "Will you just get to the point already?" And it's like, he has to tell you the steps.
He has to tell you all the steps, or else you won't understand the last step. There's no. You can't say this is what you can have, and then you say here's where you have it, and you have no idea the middle part on how to get there.
Yeah, and then you try to do it, and you'll say, "Oh, it didn't work because you didn't allow me to explain," which was similar to the video where I didn't say I was going to stop making YouTube videos. The title and thumbnail may have alluded to the fact that yes, but I was talking about someone else. Auto
Why
vlog.
there was the quotation mark.
But no, for real though, views are down, and I think that YouTube is actually pushing towards shorts.
Here's my question though: are views actually down? Did people just suddenly stop watching the people they like watching, or is YouTube just not showing you the views? Because there's no way that Kara and Nate, who have 3 point something million subs or subscribers, just literally 2/3 of them said, meh, I don't watch them anymore, and just stopped watching their videos. That's not possible. It's not like, same thing for you and me. The people who have been watching religiously just said, meh, I don't want to watch anymore, and stopped watching. I just think YouTube is not showing us the views that people are getting.
Ooh. Little backdoor secrecy. We'll only pay you what we show you that you receive.
That's what I said. They're trying to save money. That's my thought. I think that what they are doing is either two things. I have two thoughts on this. Either they're not showing you all the views that you're actually getting, or they've elongated their time frame that a viewer has to watch before they count it as a full view to pay you for. They have to get through the first ad, or they have to get to the first ad before they'll pay you anything or count it as a view at all. It used to be 30 seconds in and you've got something. Now I think it's way past that.
Very interesting. I think a lot of people are trying to figure it out, and there's a lot of different theories and thought processes, but there's no real constant and there's no real information. And then you'll see some channels that are just popping off. But that one channel, Motor Feed, 30,000 subscribers. Last few videos have gotten over 1 million views. And I feel as though he should have way more subscribers after having that many views.
Well, let's think. I gained probably roughly 50,000 subs
off
of maybe
2 million.
Maybe, no, not even then, off of maybe 1 million views.
Okay. So he picked up 4 or 5 million views in the last 2 months, and he's only got 30,000 subscribers.
It doesn't make sense. It doesn't, the math isn't mathing. I said that in today's video, and people are like, that's good. When 2 + 2 no longer equals 4, it barely equals 3 at this point. Like,
no, and none of this stuff really makes sense. But it was good to like break away. Go to the arcade, hang out, get ice cream.
Play basketball, I beat him.
Yeah, there was a basketball game, but then there was also the Connect 4, which I beat you at, Basketball Connect 4.
No, you beat the kid at Basketball Connect 4. You didn't beat me. Because we didn't play that.
Reigning champion. Justin and I handed the other team their ass on laser tag.
Yeah, you did.
Unfair advantage. But either way, it was fun. It was fun. And now it's time to get back to work. But it can't necessarily be work. It's still got to be fun, because if you're working at doing this and then you're not getting the results and you're getting gypped and you're getting robbed, somebody says, "Are you still with your channel?" Yes, I'm still with my channel. I'm still with my channel. I'm with another channel. All right, let's look at that.
Because that one's getting views.
Yeah.
That one's getting pushed.
Yeah.
So you're telling me that when I do my 2.0 video tomorrow, that it should get more push than my regular channel?
I'm not sure. I don't know.
It depends on the topic.
I don't know.
My topics are normally kind of all over the place.
That channel's got 260 subs now, and it's got videos with thousands of views.
Your other channel?
But then that's the other thing. Where are my subs? If I'm getting thousands of views, where are my subs?
Yeah. I'm telling you, something's wrong. They're trying to find ways. They're hoping most people won't stop and think about these things, but that's what I do all day long. I sit there and try to connect dots. So I'm telling you, it's all about them holding on to their revenue and you not getting as much. But they're stupid, because what that's going to do is push people to Rumble, push people outside of YouTube in general. It's not a smart move on their part.
I think YouTube is lobbying against the TikTok, and they want to see a TikTok ban so that they can then capture most of the market share, all of the market share that TikTok will lose in the United States, because they're pushing shorts. But YouTube is also pushing shorts and pushing creators to make shorts, and they got everybody on this shorts train. They monetize shorts, but shorts doesn't pay anything.
It doesn't. And the other problem is with shorts, you cannot do nearly 1/8 of the things you can do on TikTok with the
TikTok shorts are longer.
They're longer
and more interactive
and
more fun.
Options, more fun,
more filters.
Yeah. So what'll happen is, if TikTok does go away, somebody here in the United States, since they want to ban TikTok because it's a Chinese app, which honestly I understand, because there's a lot of shadiness there. A lot of things they're aiming at children and young teenagers, which is also in itself kind of. But if TikTok does get banned, somebody here in the U.S. will think of something to take it over. But TikTok itself, when it first started, it linked up here with Musical.ly, and Musical.ly was an American thing, a U.S. thing. I don't know if Americans.
How is it possible that this is the world that we live in today where, look, based on what I had read, unanimously voted against by Republicans, which
Means all voted for by Democrats.
to allow minors to secretly seek shelter from their parents for gender reassignment transitioning.
And so our kid is in the back seat and she says, what? She's like, explain this. So I tell her again what he said. And I said, here's the problem. As a child, you cannot make any decisions on your own. At 16, maybe you can drive if you pass the test. At 18, you can vote. And at 21, you can have alcohol. If you can't legally do any of these things until a certain age, why in the hell should you be allowed to legally alter your body under any of those ages? My thought is, if you can't drink till you're 21, then you shouldn't be able to touch your body till you're 21. But
Well, think about it. Why do they say that?
why do they say what?
Smoking at certain ages, drinking at certain ages. Why do they place these restrictions? Because the Surgeon General will warn you that your brain hasn't developed fully, and therefore you should hold off on doing these things until after that point in time. So if your brain hasn't developed fully until then, how can it be at a point of which you can make a sound and logical decision to alter your body?
You can't.
Regardless, in another completely separate matter, we've got transgender school teachers that don't feel right. They don't feel well. They don't feel good inside, and they want to do harm and shoot kids, yet stay employed. Stay employed.
Well, okay.
Until recently, I think they just lost their job.
I'm gonna get slack for this, just so you know. I'm sorry, I'm doing it on your channel, but I'm gonna get slack for this. So somebody in my comments today called teachers rats. They said, good, all teachers are rats. Because I mentioned that in Richmond, Indiana, where the fire is, the schools are closed. And I said, you know, all these people won't be getting paid. The kids won't be learning. Teachers. And he said, all teachers are rats. And I said, that's not a fair thing to say. All teachers are not. There might be one or two bad ones. And to me, it's just like saying all priests are pedophiles. No, but you're going to have a handful who are. That's why they do what they do. You're going to have some of these teachers who are bad, and that's why they do what they do, is to be around the people that they want to either harm, whether it's this way or that way. I think the person being transgender, I don't know if that's like the whole part of it. They could, but I mean, a lot of times people say if you are transgender, you have body dysmorphia and you need mental.
I think the biggest problem
help.
is that we've lost track and we've lost sight of what really is important.
Oh yeah, no.
And that is literally going to get ice cream and playing video games at the arcade.
Yeah.
Like, where?
Yeah.
How did we get here?
Yeah. When we were leaving, I said, hey, be careful, don't run through the puddle. And my brain at the same time went, hell, screw that, run through the puddle. Like, I miss jumping around in puddles, but I dried my hair this morning and I want to get my hair wet, so that's why we're not doing all that. But I miss going out as a kid, putting my Game Boy down, because I had a Game Boy as a kid, and riding my bike. And then when it started to rain, still riding my bike in the rain, looking for the puddles to go jump around in, looking for sticks that I could throw at other sticks, like the dumbest thing in the world, climbing a tree and hoping the hell you don't fall out of it, looking for rocks
like
that were
the good
cool.
sticks.
Yeah, the good sticks, the ones that you didn't have to peel, they'd somehow
And the
already
good
peeled.
rocks.
And the good rocks, yeah. Like, I miss those things. I miss being a kid, and I miss what kids were like before social media, honestly.
And here we are today.
And then you have some people who are like, well, if you're a good parent, you wouldn't let your kid have social media. Okay, cool, but your kid's still going to go somewhere who has a friend who has social media.
Yeah.
They're still going to see it. They're still going to be on it. If you're a good parent, you pay attention to what your kids are doing. And if they have social media, you see it. You have those talks. You check their phones. You pay attention to stuff. Kids don't need privacy.
It's interesting.
8,
Interesting
12,
because we were having
14.
a discussion about how do you have these conversations in school about these topics and these matters. And yeah, sure, you can have a syllabus and a school approved curriculum, but if the teacher themselves is biased, do you want your kid in that class?
Well, it depends on if you agree with their bias or not.
Oh, man.
Because that's another thing. You have, as people like to call it, right wing, left wing. Isn't that how it goes? You have and then you have the middle. I don't know what the hell the middle is. You have all these different things. Well, if you have a let's go right wing teacher, and you're a right-wing person, cool, I want my kid in that class. But if you're a right-wing person and you have a left-wing teacher, you better pull my kid out of that class, or vice versa. It all depends on what you think, if you agree with the teachers or not.
You know, unfortunately, we had another incident in schools with mass shootings. We had an incident in the bank. I think we had one right after Louisville, Kentucky with another bank, but it was a threat versus a shooting. What does Biden tweet after the shootings? What does he tweet? He tweets.
I'm going to assume it's about chocolate ice cream.
He tweets.
It's got to be.
He's supposed to meet us at the ice cream parlor. He tweets.
No, we wouldn't have stayed.
He tweets. No, we would kick him in the balls. So he tweets. When is Congress when are Republicans gonna take action?
Well, it's a Democrat that's in the main seat, so when's that person gonna take
Yet
action?
the Democrats are voting unanimously for these ridiculous laws. Senate Bill 5599, also allowing for certain teachers and certain adults that have responsibilities to these children and everyone else to maintain these positions, as the Democrats are continuously highlighting this lifestyle and hiring through DEI and all these unqualified firsts.
Well, you also do have a president who, out of all the presidents that we've had, touches kids a little bit more than any other previous president. Sniffs their head, touches their arm.
Yeah. So if, let's just say, for instance, the problem is the teacher, the transgender teacher that prefers to be called he, she, they, telling staff and school counselors that they don't feel well, they don't feel right, and they want to do harm to these children. So there was no mention of a firearm. There's no mention of an AR. They said shoot, but we don't know what they're shooting with. But essentially, they are the threat. So when is Biden going to tweet, oh man, the Republicans need to step up and do something about these transgender teachers? Because is that the problem? But he won't ever say that because it'll go against everything that he stands for.
Which is whatever
his handlers want him to do, because he's merely a puppet.
Yeah.
However, at the end of the day, we have to continuously work towards the light at the end of the tunnel, and remember to smile, have fun, enjoy every single day with one another, and even, as you have mentioned, make positive videos.
Oh yeah. I had somebody comment on my video today. They said something along the lines of, you know, there's enough bad in this world. Why don't you ever talk about anything positive? And I replied back, I said, hey, listen, my channel right now is about the news that we need to be aware of. There's no positive news that we need to be aware of right now. There's negative news that we need to be aware of. There's things that you need to know are happening to your water supplies, to your land, to, you know, the chemicals and all this other stuff. I said, if you want something positive, go watch another channel, like I tell you to do every single time. And like I do when I'm done, I go to my other channel and I make something positive so that I don't end my day with just bad thoughts or whatever else.
Well, we get to start our days with bad thoughts because y'all like, not y'all, but some people like to leave comments.
Yeah, the downside to starting your day with YouTube.
And the negativity is out there. The negativity is actually hired. The negativity is a force. The negativity is a collective team, like in the shadows working to do this. But at the end of the day, I tell you what, comment something positive below. I'm very curious as to comment something that's happening, some news that's positive. I'd love to know what that is, because if you jump on Yahoo, if you jump on CNBC, if you jump on MSN, if you jump on Fox, if you jump on any news media outlet, I don't care which side they lean towards, the first headline that's going to hit you in the face is probably going to be negative.
Yeah, there's that.
But I guess it depends on how you look at it. Housing market crash. It's negative
To some, but it's a great thing to somebody else who wants to go in and scoop up.
But then somebody say, "Oh my God, how can you be so happy that's going to crash to somebody else?" It's capitalism.
Yeah,
it's capitalism. However, I will say that the comments that we receive that say, well, good for Walmart. I hope they go out of business. I don't know if people really understand the severity of that if that were to actually happen.
Yeah.
And how many millions of people that would affect.
I get the ones, good, your country's a shithole anyway, you deserve it. And I'm like, okay, well, tell me what country you're in so I can tell you why yours is a shithole too. Like, we all have crappy parts about our countries and we all have amazing parts about our countries. And you have to remember that. So, anyway.
So now, we are going to leave and watch a movie. Which movie are we going to watch?
I want to watch Creed 1 because I want to see the third one. Although the third one might not be that good because the movie theater over here only has it playing one time. That's my theory. If a movie is only in the theater with one time schedule on a weekend, it's not a good movie.
The movies, though, they're not like they used to be. They used to be a big build-up and tons of commercials and promotion. Then they would stay in the theater for like over a month. And then you wait 6 months for it to come out on DVD or Blu-ray. And now it's like, yo, this movie came out. You want to watch it? Sure. All right, sit on the couch. We'll watch it on Amazon Prime or HBO Max
or something like that. Netflix. I mean, Netflix has some really good movies that they've been making. So.
Which we went to sit down to watch 65 just because we wanted to watch something new.
And because it's not in the theaters anymore, but it was $19.99 to rent it. And I was like, no. That's like when Disney Plus, during the whole pandemic, they brought out Mulan. And they're like, you can stream it on Disney Plus immediately. It was like $33 to watch the movie. What? What? I don't know what you're doing. Why?
You support Disney?
Shut up.
And on that bombshell.